You're welcome to Naya and Health, and it's still your girl Naya. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please click on the subscription button, you like, and you comment after watching this video. Today, I'm taking you on a trip to the theater, and I have a resource person who is going to teach us and take us through the instruments and a lot of things that we need to know about the theater setting. Right now, as I'm standing here, you can see from the background that it's indeed the theater that I am. So I'll take you through a lot, and you get to like the environment and you know what goes on in the theater setting. Stay tuned and we'll be right back. People out there, you're still watching Naya and Health, and as stated earlier, we're going to take you through some basic surgical instruments and their uses. And I have a research person here. He's popularly known as the father of modern nurses and midwives. You can search for him on all social media handles, and he owns the name, or he's called Mr. Samuel Edututu. Okay, so he's right here with me, and so brother Sammy, come closer and take us through these basic surgical instruments that you work with in the theater setting. I'm sure a lot of people, student nurses, midwives, and even some tutors will be enlightened about the things that you're going to teach us here. So let us know their uses and anything at all that you want us to know about the instruments.
Okay, thank you very much. As you rightly said, my name is Samuel Edututu, popularly known father of modern nurses and midwives. Okay, today we are going to learn some basic surgical instruments and their uses. For instruments, you have thousands of them. Good. Instruments, they are being classified. We have those for cutting and dissecting. We have those for glassing and holding. We have those for occluding, clamping and occluding. There are a whole lot. Those for exposing and retracting. Those for viewing, suctioning. Today we have to learn some basic ones. Okay, so I've arranged them. And then you should also know, for instruments, for each procedure, we have some instruments that you find in every procedure. They are called the general sets. Then you have the extras. Extras are the instrument added to the general one, okay, for a specific procedure. Okay. Yes. So, for example, when you're doing CS, you have to see grammatage. But here you won't see it. Okay. So the grammatage become extras. Okay. But there are some instruments, they are general. You find it in every surgical procedure. Every surgical procedure. Okay. Good. So we have the first instrument here. When you look at it, there is a hole here. We call it sponge holding forceps. Okay. Most students, when you ask them what they use, they will say it is used to hold sponge. Okay. You don't use it to hold sponge. Before incision, before you cut the patient, you must clean the area. We use the sponge holding to do that. Okay, why do we clean the area? To prevent microbes. Okay, to so keep the infection, to make the place sterile for. Okay. The body have what you call normal flora. The normal flora can be found on the body everywhere. So before skin incision, you should clean the area, at least render the area free from bacteria. It's going to be an invasive procedure. Good. Okay. Good. So use saline and spirit to clean that using the sponge holding forceps. Okay. Are you okay? Okay. All right. Then we have this one here. We call it backpacker handle or scalpel holder. It comes in sizes. This one is size 4. We have the size 3. The size 4 takes the blade that is numbered 20, 22, 21, and then the size 3 takes the smaller blade, the 15, those smaller blades. Okay. Good. We fix the blade on it for incision, okay, to cut. I hope you're okay. Yeah, well noted. Thank you. Then we have dissecting forceps here. Most people know it. This one is the most common instrument. You've been seeing it during wound dressing, you see them. Good. We have the tooth dissecting, then the plane. The tooth and the plane. When you are suturing, you have to hold the parts. This one is for tough tissue. This is for soft tissue. Okay, so the one with the tooth is for the tough, and the plain one is for soft tissue. Yes. Okay. For example, when you are suturing the uterus, you can't use this one. If not, you will puncture the uterus. Okay, so use the you must use the plain one. And when you are using the skin, you are suturing the skin, you use the tough one because the skin is tougher. Good. Okay. Good. Then we have here, they are all scissors. We call them scissors. And one thing I will add, knowing how to hold the instrument is very important. You use your thumb and this finger, what do you call it? Is it a ring finger? Ring finger, good. That's how you hold it. That's the 2 fingers you use to hold instruments. Wow. Yes. We have, this one is Mayo scissors. Okay. male scissors. We use it to.
And others call it, is it the one people call cutting scissors?
Yes, another name is cutting or suture scissors. We use it to cut sutures.
Okay.
Good. We use it to cut sutures. This one is the Metzibian scissors. Metzibian scissors. Good. We use to cut soft tissue, delicate tissues.
Okay.
Good. Another name is surgeon scissors. Right. You've been hearing people saying surgeon scissors. Then we have here archery forceps. The archery comes in sizes. We have big, we have medium, we have small. Good. So what you see here, they are the small ones. Mosquito archery. They are used to stop bleeding. For example, when you make incision, you see blood will be coming out. So you just locate the vessel, then you clamp it.
Okay,
so
just to arrest the hemorrhage.
Good. So it falls under clamping and occluding.
Okay.
Good. We have here with me medium archery. The archery, they all perform the same function. They all perform the same function. When you see it in CS sets, most of the time they use it as cord clamp.
Okay.
Yeah, they use it as cord clamp. Okay. Then we have here cocker. We have cocker. You see this one too, it looks like archery, but there is a tooth here.
Okay, so that's the only difference between the cocker
and the archery. Good.
Okay, that one has a tooth at the tip.
Yes, and then the archery no tooth, but the cocker there is a tooth here.
Okay.
Yes, they are just used to hold tough tissue.
Right.
Especially when you have to suture, let's say the fascia. You see the skin will just fall on the fascia. So you just use this one, you hold the skin like this.
Yeah, so that you open up.
Yes.
It will give space.
Good. So they are used to hold tough tissue. Okay. Good. And then we have green hermitage. Green hermitage. When you look at it, the tip is atraumatic. Atraumatic meaning it can't cause any trauma as compared to the cocker. Okay. So things like this, you know, we use it on soft tissue. But this you mostly find them in cesarean section. Cesarean section that you find this instrument. They are used on the uterus to stop bleeding. So they are used as hemostats during cesarean section. I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
Then I said the classification of instruments, we have those for exposing, retracting and exposing. So we have these instruments here. This one is the bladder retractor and this is the wrist retractor. The aim of retractors are to expose. They help to retract and expose. Like I said, retractors, they are for exposing and retracting. We have two here. For now, there are many. For retractors, we have the self-retaining retractor, then we have the handheld retractor. When you say self-retaining retractor, that one, you just leave it. You can lock it and leave it there, and you'll be operating. But the handheld, all these are handheld. That one, when you retract, unless you keep holding. Do you understand? Good. We have two here. This one is Rous retractor, Rous, R-O-U-X. They are for retracting superficial, like the skin and all that. When you cut the skin and you want to just retract, this, you use this. Looking at the shape, you can't go deep using this one. And this one is bladder retractor, Doyen bladder retractor. The aim of retractors are just for exposing and retracting. This one specifically protects the bladder. For example, when you're doing cesarean section, when you look at the relation between the bladder and the uterus, they are very, very proximal. So use this one to retract it, so not to injure the bladder.
Okay. So
that's the
this
aim.
one is the bladder and this one is the wrist.
Yes,
Doyen
bladder. Okay, the bladder, as the name implies, bladder.
Okay.
But it protects the bladder. If not, for instance, this is CS6. If not, you can puncture the bladder. Okay. But this one, mostly when you are retracting superficial parts, the skin part, you want to just retract. Mostly you don't go deep. When you are going deep, you use retractors like right angle retractor, a whole lot. Okay. Yes, but these are just for retracting superficial, the skin and all that.
Okay.
Then we have here towel clips. Towel. Not the towel that we use, but the drapes.
Okay, so after draping the patients, you secure them with the...
Yes. Okay. To keep the drapes from falling. Okay. So they are just used to keep secure the drapes. Then we have here needle holder. Needle holder. Okay, the needle holder also looks like the... Good. Forceps. Yes, the archery forceps. Archery forceps, but it seems that one is shorter. Good. When you look at the tip is short as compared to the archery. It's not sterile, so I can pick it up. Yes. We are just teaching, so. So you see this one, the archery, the tip is very long, and then the needle holder The tip is very short.
Okay.
And even when you look at, when you have to open, you see say here it's like crisscross. And this one is serrated, like it's straight, like this. And this one is crisscross. So the tip, you see, is crisscross, like this. For the needle holder. But for archery, and it goes straight like this.
Okay.
Is it horizontal, right? Yeah, horizontal.
It's very confusing.
Yes, and then the tip to this one is very short, this one is very long. So this one, they will use it to mount the suture on it for suturing.
Okay.
You have the gallipot and the kidney dish, you all know. These are for the solutions. Good. The solution that you use to wash the incisional sites, and these are for
the salon and the spirit.
yes, and these are just the receiver, the kidney dish.
So basically, that is all for the instrument.
Yes.
Okay. Brother Sammy, please, can you take us through how you decontaminate the instruments after using?
Oh, okay. Here, this hospital, what we use the chlorine solution.
Okay, depending on every hospital's protocol.
Yes.
Okay.
We use chlorine solution, the 0.5 chlorine solution. Normally, this instrument, when you're doing surgery, the scrub nurse that will be passing the instruments. Is a scrub nurse. So, whilst passing the instrument, you should also make sure you always clean the blood from it. You should always make sure you clean the blood from it. So, after the instrument, you send all these, and you send it and you put it in the prepared 0.5 chlorine solution for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Then after 10 minutes, you'll be in your appropriate PPE, you wash them, your rings, then you air dry. Then you wrap them for sterilization.
Okay, that's where you take it to the autoclave.
Yes,
Okay.
you put in the autoclave machine.
Alright. Okay. Viewers out there, I'm sure as I learned a lot, you've also learned something from this. And thank you very much, Mr. Samuel Edututu. And as I already said, he is popularly known as father of modern nurses and midwives. So you can search for him on all social media handles. The name still stands and it's still Nayades. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. You can drop down your comments. You can ask questions and we will do justice to them. Thanks once again. And my name is Nayades Makramo.